Coup. Coup, right? Coup?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, coup. Like you take over something, take over the government.
Yeah.
Coup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the day that happened...
Like a
was the
pigeon.
Yeah, a pigeon. But the day that happened in this country, the coup that happened was the day that Kennedy was assassinated. That's when these people really got a foothold, in my opinion.
Well, now what does that have to do with Area 51?
I have no idea. Well, Area 51, I think some of these special, unacknowledged access projects.
That's where that came from. That's probably why that place was.
Yeah, no, some of it comes out of there, but these projects, I think, have to do a lot with free energy and new energy devices and that kind of thing.
Right.
With these major corporations, here's a funny thing. Now, I had told you guys, or I might have told you. I don't think Dan was in the room yet, but I had said before the show started that I was going to start taking things into my own hands here. I have a very good idea. What was that?
The chair breaking.
Okay, the chair just broke.
I'm sitting back now.
No one was shot on the show. No one was
sometimes.
shot. There was no assassination attempt on my life because I'm that important. But one of the things that I decided to do, because very few people are doing it, but I have a very good idea of what people that were in on the National Security Council, whether to be the head of the Defense Department, whatever they were doing at one point. A lot of these same people now work on the board of directors for major military industrial complex type countries like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. They're sitting on the board of directors. They don't take like a month off when they retire from their service in the Navy or their admiralty or whatever they were, or they step down from the Security Council. They go directly working for these big corporations and sitting on their board of directors. In my opinion, these same people, and I know who you are probably some of the people that really pull the strings on a lot of the secret stuff, the top secret, stuff that the president and Congress and Senate have no idea what's going on. And a lot of this stuff, I believe, is some of the back engineering of the alien technology. So I've decided I'm going to start contacting these people myself. I can find their information out quite easily. I'm going to start calling them on the phone, cold calling them.
Jeff's going to disappear.
Yes, he is.
And I'm going to start asking some hard questions, folks. So if I do disappear, this is what it's from, just so you know.
Hey, I saw something kind of cool on. I was surfing around the internet today.
What's that?
I think it was in Texas. Maybe you know about this.
Was it the monkey that put his finger in his butt and smelled it and then fell over?
The Martha Lights?
Some guy was driving down the road and he swears about a 2.5 foot lizard thing. He said it looked exactly like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, I haven't heard that.
Only it was 2.5 feet tall.
Huh.
And it ran across the road in front of his car. And I think this was in Texas. I have to see if I can find anything. But he claims it was a reddish brown color. Its tail stuck straight out like they always say it would. And this thing ran across the road in front of them.
Well, they're making some really cool remote control devices today. I mean, some of them are dinosaurs. I saw some in the store this weekend. This could have been one of those. Some kid playing a prank.
That's
you
very possible.
Yeah.
He says about between 2 and 2.5 feet tall.
And that would be in the possibility range for a toy.
Yeah,
for a toy range,
absolutely.
Well, of course, yeah. Boy, you'd think you could tell the difference between a toy and a robot.
You
or a real animal.
You see something real quick.
And out in Texas, they got a lot of desert. There are some lizards that are pretty big out there that do get up on their back feet and will run.
I don't know what's indigenous to that area.
But I know I've seen it on some of the shows.
There are
some that will jump up and run on their
lizards that do run on their hind legs.
They can run on their back legs, but boy, he said it looked exactly like a 2.5 foot Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That could be pretty
little
freaky.
short arms.
I'm going to have to look that up. No, I have not heard that yet.
Yeah, check that one out. That looked like an interesting story.
Huh.
I just saw it on one. It was just a brief article on something. I said, that's kind of cool. Maybe we got little tiny midget T-Rexes running around.
Yeah, maybe after they saw the movie Jurassic Park, they're like,
we'll make them.
We'll make them
little.
Yeah,
we'll make them little. That way they can kill anybody.
Yeah, the full size one in the movie didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for everybody.
No.
I was just saying, it's a whole new hunting season. Tyrannosaurus Rex hunting season.
If they make little 2.5 foot T-Rexes, that's
crazy Texans. They'll hunt anything. Now that they just want to have a T-Rex hunting season.
And that brings up something great. You bring up maybe they did make something small like that, or genetically, whatever, and That's the kind of stuff that
Right.
all this money that we could be doing. You know, international law, everybody's pretty much signed on that they're not going to do genetic manipulation of human beings. Everybody's
human cloning, right?
Yeah, okay, but I can guarantee you. I can't guarantee it because that's not
It's
fair.
being done.
It's being done by the United States. Okay,
well, maybe
it
not in
is.
this country.
It
It's
is,
being done. It might be. It could be.
and I'm sure China's doing it as well.
China,
it's not just us.
Mexico, Russia. There's a lot of countries that have no scruples, and they're going to do this.
Yeah,
stuff.
so there could be super soldiers coming out, with 3 heads and 5 arms. We don't know what the hell's going on. We really don't,
Well,
folks.
and you know
That's how far out our
well,
country's
and
become.
you know
really.
that there is genetic stuff going on with animals. I mean,
Well, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
They don't even deny that. They grow like human ears on
back
mice,
of frogs. I saw it on a frog.
Yeah.
A human ear on the back of a frog.
or on the back of a mouse or whatever. So I mean, they're doing all kinds of stuff.
And that
to
was
animals.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago.
How long was it that they dolly that sheep? That
That
was
was back in like the 90s.
Yeah, that was the 90s. That was a
they
long
were
time.
actually cloning sheep, so
Yeah.
they were starting. There.
Steve, no.
So I mean,
Oh boy!
it's not
Now we're down to farm animals.
It's not a huge stretch to think that they have possibly cloned some kind of weird lizard or created some kind of weird little T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start crossing genes of different reptiles, alligators, whatever, and maybe they could create a new species.
Oh yeah.
I suppose if they played around with the genes, genetic.
If you map the DNA of an animal, you can start tweaking the right genes. Because actually, DNA is not that complicated. DNA is made up of four amino acids.
Well, and they're getting better and better at it. Well, the equipment to work with DNA is getting better and better. And testing DNA and
DNA. I don't know how much you guys know about DNA, but DNA is made up of adenine, guanine, cytosine.
I know it gets you arrested if you commit a crime.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's bad.
Well,
Yeah.
see, the
That's not my
A's,
DNA
the A's
over.
and the T's go together, and the C's and the G's go
Just
together.
ask Bill Clinton.
So,
Go ahead. I'm listening.
of the 4 amino acids, two of them go to eat, like the A and the T go together, the C and the G go together,
Right.
and it's just how they're reversed or which way they're going.
Right.
So really, DNA is actually really simple. It's just that it's one strand of DNA is like
All life form has very similar DNA,
right.
other than a few different tweaks.
Yeah. Well, and the length of the strand of DNA differs, and how many chromosomes and
Right.
different things like that. But DNA itself is actually a very, very simple structure.
Right. So
I'm going to wash Bill Clinton right out of my dress. You ever heard that song?
no.
That's a great song. It's a real song, too. I'm not even making it up.
But it's very possible they could be genetically creating creatures.
Oh yeah.
No, and they can make a super. We don't know what they could be doing,
Look
but
what they're
make,
doing today. They're making super cows. They're making
Yeah.
dairy cows now. They're super cows.
super cow to the rescue.
They're producing probably 4 to 5, maybe 6 times more milk today than a cow 25 years ago. And these cows are huge.
Right.
And because I'm friends with a farmer, and he's told me the amount of milk that comes out of these new cows is completely different from 25, 30
I know, and that's why when I was coming down the road tonight, I thought I saw my ex-wife, and it turned out to be one of those gigantic genetic cows.
Yeah, these cows are huge. They have huge bags on them. I mean, they're just huge.
Again, my ex-wife.
Oh boy! And and these cows are full of hormone, genetically made hormone, lab-made hormones, or whatever you want to call them, the growth hormones. And,
Yeah. Like dairy products and stuff are not really all that safe anymore.
No.
Probably.
Well, you got to wonder now that you go around and now you're seeing 7-year-old girls with breasts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and girls that are 8 years old having.
Of course, I'm not looking, but Steve obviously is.
already having their.
Hide your daughters.
Young girls already having their periods.
Right.
At 8 years old, and obviously, something is going. Mankind, we evolve, but we don't evolve
In
a
generation.
in one generation of 20 years.
Right.
Going from girls normally their body changing at about 13 to 15, now is happening at 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And this is in one generation.
One or two generations, yeah.
Obviously, there's something going on in
well, all the meat we consume is
all got growth hormones in it.
Steroids and hormones.
You stuff all these hormones and growth hormones in these cows
and pigs
and
beef
chickens. Cows and chickens and pigs.
You're getting bigger animals.
And they keep telling everybody, "Oh no, that's natural hormones that the cows create themselves. There's nothing unnatural about it." Okay.
You go back 100 years and take a cow from now to a cow from 100 years ago, it's going to be a quarter the size and like produce.
Well, when I was a kid, my mom and dad for a while they would keep a couple dairy cows and they would milk them. Okay. We only had one or two. My dad just liked to have a dairy cow.
Yeah.
And we'd make our own milk and butter and cheese or not cheese, but butter and stuff.
Yeah.
This when I was about 8, 9, and I can remember that cow wasn't very big. Those cows weren't that big back then.
Yeah, my neighbor actually had a cow when I lived in Appalachian too, and it wasn't very big.
No, they're not that. The old time dairy cows, they weren't that big.
Nope.
Now I look at these calves that are 3 months old and they're bigger than the freaking dairy cows we used to have.
Nope, they're big.
So there you go. I mean, it's a change. It's a whole new, exciting world.
Well, I don't know if it's exciting. It is a whole new world. I don't know about exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole new world.
Well,
all that stuff is all profit driven. It's not
everything.
Oh no, and that's again, these are some very bad people out there running these major corporations, sitting on the board of directors. They're all worried about the stocks and how they perform and their profit margin. That's all.
I'll give you a perfect example. First comes money, and then comes power.
Right.
Because you get people. I'm going to give you a perfect example. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to get sued, but he's running for president and kind of making an ass of himself. We all know who we're talking about.
Right.
He's extremely rich, but once you achieve wealth, what is there after that?
Right.
Now you want power.
He has more wealth than he knows what to do with.
What's next is power.
Yeah,
these are the type of people that are running our country.
No, and
extremely rich and then what they want after that is power.
Yeah, and they just play the status quo. They don't really change.
Nothing
really changes.
No, they don't give a crap about the average person.
No,
we're the least of their thoughts.
No,
everything's profit driven. Bottom line, everything's bottom line, profit driven,
or ego driven.
Ego, power, money, everything. It all falls in. Because think about this. We have a heroin problem. I'll make this quick in this country, right?
Yeah.
We know where the heroin's being grown. It's being grown in Afghanistan, in those countries over there.
And we had soldiers over there protecting that crop.
And we were protecting it.
Yes, we were.
And guess where that heroin ends up? It ends up on the streets of the United States.
And now we have a gigantic problem here.
Yeah. We know where those fields are.
Well, yeah, because, it has to be a country that grows poppies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it doesn't grow poppies...
You see a big field of poppies, you napalm it.
Yeah.
Heroin problem solved.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're about running out of time here.
We are.
This was our conspiracy theory / I
don't know, just kind of a...
kill the poppy fields show.
Yeah, and it was a great show.
Yeah. And you're listening to Let's Talk Ghosts. You can find us at www.letstalkghosts.com. You can also find us on Twitter. Just search for Let's Talk Ghosts. You can find us on Facebook. Search for Let's Talk Ghosts. Let's Talk Ghosts. And you can find us, you can find us everywhere. You can listen to us every Friday night at Diversity Broadcast Network. Now, I think we're on at 8, but we might be on at 10. I got to check that out. And you can also hear us every Sunday night on DTMWickedRadio.com. We're on at 8 o'clock. But you can listen to us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Just go to our website. And you can also, once you're at our website, you can also get to YouTube and see a few of our videos of us great-looking guys doing the show. That's about it. Hey, and remember, if you're on an investigation, you are the best piece of equipment out there. Everything else are just things that take batteries. And we will see you all on the next investigation.